Hello everyone, I'm Shivali and you're watching Swiftly Shivali. Today we will dive deeper into enumerations and switch statements. If you haven't already seen part 1 of this video, stop everything you're doing and go watch it right now. I will link it in the description below as well as in the iCard in the top right hand side of this video. So let's jump right in. I'm assuming everyone is familiar with the post-COVID-19 example that I am using. It's a dream trip that I've been planning. I want to go to the Bahamas as soon as the travel restrictions open up. In the last video, we created a simple enum of travel items, and we used a switch statement within a function to add the amount of items in our bag based on what that item was. If any of this sounds confusing, I'd urge you to go back and watch part 1 of this series on enumerations. Let's have a quick recap on the enum that we created called travel items. The enumeration travel items defines a common type for a group of related values, and it enabled us to work with those values in a type-safe way within our code. Sometimes it could be useful to store values of other types alongside the case values that we already have. So for example, suppose I wanted to store the type of color of the t-shirt that I want to pack in my bag. Currently there's no way to do that in the enum that I have defined here. If we want to have another value within our enum for our cases, that is referred to as an associated value. It varies each time that you use the case as a value within your code. So for example, if I want a red t-shirt, that would I can create a red t-shirt, but I can also create a blue t-shirt that can change as I write my code. Let's go ahead and see an example of this. Firstly, I wanted to start off by stating that I had previously created my enum like this with all of the cases defined on one line. However, another way to do this is by using the case keyword and defining each case line by line. So I could have case t-shirt, case shorts, case toothbrush, flat iron, shoes, makeup. I can also define an enum like this, and that's totally okay. I can go ahead and associate a value with t-shirt, let's say color. So I can go ahead and put in parentheses here, type string. And then whenever I want to use the case t-shirt, I can go ahead and just say something like travel items dot t-shirt, and it's going to ask me for a string, and let's go ahead and give it the color red. So over here in my debugger, I'll see that I have a red t-shirt. That is that case. But again, I don't want to go and use strings for this because anybody can come in and put in any type of string here, and that's not going to be type safe. And I only want to limit the colors to be the colors that I have in my closet. I can't just take any color t-shirt if it doesn't exist in my closet. So let's go ahead and create a new enum, and let's call it color. So these are the colors that I have in my closet, and I'm going to say case red, blue, black, and white. That's good enough for now. Those are the options that I have, and I'm going to go over here in t-shirt, and I'm going to say that this would be of type color. And additionally, what I can do is give it a parameter name so I know what I'm referring to here. So it could be color and then of type color, which is the new enum that we created. So we have travel items, and over here it's going to ask us for the color, and then whatever color that we have, I can do dot, and then the options will pull up here. And let's say I want to take my red t-shirt again. So there we go. The debugger, however, is not able to beautifully display the enum as it was before. Right now it has t-shirt, and then it's an enum within there. So we see the parameter color, and then it has it like this. And so let's go ahead and create a function that will pretty print all of the items in our bag for us. And in order to do that, let's go ahead and create a bag. So again, I'm going to be creating a variable to represent the bag that I am packing. And so I have bag, and I'm going to represent it with an array of my travel items. And instead of creating a function to pack my bag over here, I'm just going to do a shortcut and just create the array right away. So let's say I want to pack a t-shirt, and I want it to be my red t-shirt. And then I also want to pack my flat iron. I also want to pack another t-shirt. I'm not just going for one day. Let's make it black. Then I also want to pack my makeup, and I also want to pack my shoes. So this is good enough for now. Let's go ahead and create a function so that I can know exactly what I've packed in my bag. So we will go ahead here and create a function, and we'll call it pretty print my bag. And it's going to take in a bag. Again, it's going to be of type array of travel items, and then all it's going to do is print out all the items in my bag. So I'm going to use a for loop. So I'll say for every item in my bag, I want to print out what it is. So since all the cases are different now, again, I'm going to use a switch statement. So I'm going to switch based on the item here, and then I'll have Xcode fill in the cases for me. I'll say if it's a t-shirt, I'm going to go ahead and say print the color of the t-shirt, and then say t-shirt, so this would be red t-shirt is packed. And instead of going through all of these cases, I'm going to make it a default case for now, because the rest of the items don't have to be as specific because they don't have an associated value with them. So I'll select default, and then I will just print out, I will just go ahead and print the item here. So this item is packed. And so our switch statement is exhaustive because over here we have the case for the t-shirt, and then default means everything else after that. So let's go ahead and call this function pretty print my bag. So I've got pretty print my bag, and I'm going to pass it in the bag that we had created earlier. So let's see, red t-shirt is packed, flat iron is packed, black t-shirt is packed, makeup is packed, shoes is packed. So that looks great. We may want to add another case here for shoes because that is not grammatically correct. So let's go ahead and do that really fast. So we'll just say case if it's shoes, and then we'll print out shoes are packed. So one thing that's important to remember about switch statements is that it really goes in order of the cases that you have defined. So we're going to first check t-shirt. If it falls in this case, then it will print. And then if it doesn't fall in the .t-shirt case, then it's going to go ahead and go to the next case and then the next case. So over here in our debugger, we'll see that the case, if it's shoes, it will fall in here and it won't go into the default case. So shoes are indeed packed. And so another thing to point out is what's going on here. So in the t-shirt case, we have our parameter name, color, and over here I had to say let color. So I'm encapsulating this value as a constant so that I'm able to use it here. Another thing that you can do is to just say only that specific color falls into this case. So I could have said only the black t-shirts need to be packed. So I could do it dot black, and then in that case my print statement doesn't know the value of color. It's always black. So what would be printed out here would just really be the black t-shirt that is packed. So over here, when my color is red, that does not get pretty printed out because we did not handle that case properly. It went all the way down into this default case. So it didn't go, even though it is a t-shirt, it is not a t-shirt that has the associated value black with it. So does that make sense? I hope that makes sense, because the red t-shirt did not fall into this case because we specified that only black t-shirts will fall into this case, and the red t-shirt goes all the way into default, and that's why it's printed out like this, which is not very pretty. So I'm going to go back and change it to be let color. And so you always need to encapsulate that value with the let keyword in the parameter here. And there we go. Our bag is pretty printed and it looks pretty amazing. Even though this is part 2 of the Enum series, we've really just scratched the surface on what enumerations can do and how powerful they really are. We will cover raw value types for enumerations in the next video, so if you're enjoying this series, please give this video a big thumbs up, comment below, and subscribe to Swiftly Shivali. I upload twice a week, and so the video about raw value types will be uploaded shortly. In the meantime, check out some of the playlists that I've created, Swift Basics and Xcode Tips. I wish you all the very best in your iOS development journey. Stay home, stay safe, and see you all in the next video.